Okay. Um, this is one of the same videos I make every other day, if not every day, and it's the same things. And the reason why I do that, this point is for me. It's just like a way to just making sure that I stay strong in reality, not in this fantasized reality that the perps involved in this program are involved in. And these perps want you to identify with these manipulations, and that's their job, is to try to get you to identify with something that they know they're the one altering you to experience. And like I said, for me, they do that from the youngest to the oldest kids, and it's always the most disturbing things. This program utilizes technology that clearly can alter your mind. They can make you have experiences that they design for you to experience. They want you to have sexual arousals, they make you have sexual arousals. They want you to have emotions that they were creating, they will make you have this. It's all systematically and specifically and precisely created for you to experience what they designed for you to experience. And the contracted trash around you have a job through scripts and different brainwashing tactics, inclusive of fear tactics, is to get you to think that you're not being manipulated, but you should identify with this. Now, once again, nothing new here. You see the child all the way in the background. I saw this kid start feeling sexual stimulation. And that is done because they can manipulate my brain to have these things. That's what target individual are with test subject. Not all target individual deal with the manipulation of the brain in this fashion, but a lot of us do. They play with the libidos and the arousals of the target individual in ways that's degrading. A lot of target individual call that specific manipulations too, where sexual arousals are manipulated in degrading ways. And some have specifically said that, they do this sexual arousal and aim it toward children. Then as target individual, you are then gaslighted to make you think you're not being manipulated. With me, they do these manipulations like, no, there's something there. We just mapped it. And they talk about this child act of me being a freaking 8th grader, doing something to myself, which they try to falsify, exaggerate that. It's like, no, based on that, this is that. We just made your brain be the brain of you when you were a kid. And this is why we mined it and we mapped it using different language to just try to kind of deflect from the fact that they are just manipulating you in these ways and wanting you to identify with them. And then they start painting themselves as the protector of children. It's so nasty. That is a research that does not consist of this manipulation that they do to others, but just investigation that is not this pedophilia type of torture that others have said. And sometimes they use these tonalities interacting with you via the voice-to-skull technology, the technology that can pipe voices into your brain. It's like, no, we just mind it. And it's the same stuff all the time. This is maybe close to my 2000 video. A lot of my videos lately has been the same, not lately, but a few years, the same things. I think I started showing exactly what like manipulation was specifically doing. Maybe in 2021, 22 or something like that. But my first video was in 2020, talking about the degrading stimulations and manipulation of my libido since then. And so this is the same thing. Now, then they try to create mental battles. Listen, even those mental battles are created by them. These kids look like the child in the movie called Knocked Up, right? It's a movie about this couple that just had a one-night stand and the woman ended up being pregnant, right? And there's a child that looked just like this kid with the curly little blonde hair, and the child of the sister of the woman who got pregnant, right? And as in my brain, they try to create mental battles, but basically trying to create a mental battle of that nature. It's like, I know I don't need to refer to when I saw a child like that and this thing didn't happen. I know it didn't happen. It's only happening to me today because I'm being manipulated. That's the validation. And this is even mental battles that they create themselves. They like to create mental battles. They want it back and forth. I don't know if it also helps breaking you down, but they do this. And what you just heard is the ecosystem that's around you. As they manipulate you in these ways, they want you to feel like it's been observed by people who don't think you're being manipulated. And the honking that you just heard is proof of that. You get this systematic effort, and I like when they do that while I'm making videos, because it's just like, this is just happening the precise time. As a target individual, for me, I've accepted this is what's gonna happen. I see these little girls, these little kids. Actually, there was a quick mental battles that happened before that. They were trying to make me think that was a little boy or something like that. Like they tried to create this back and forth, right? That when it's little boys, it's not true, but it's little girls, it was like it doesn't matter. Little girls or little boys, whatever I'm forced to experience is designed by them. The reason why the little boy thing is becomes harder for them to validate that is because there's a child in one of my dating profile that is a boy, right? And so the question will be what will happen there. That's it. But they can make me have the same sexual stimulation toward boys or girls. It's the same thing. They manipulate me in these ways. And then when you see it's a girl, and I know it was like most likely a girl, the curly hair, this thing, they're just trying to make me think that it's a boy. So when it's a little girl, they'd be like, you see, you thought it was, it's just mental battles of that nature. And trying to really have an argument, a logical argument toward if that would make sense if it was a little girl or a little boy. It doesn't make sense either way because it's the manipulation that they create and force you to have. And then because that is something else, this started making me think, oh, the little girl from the knocked up. This is the things that make me say knocked up movie where the man got in one night stand, got this woman pregnant, but there's a kid that just looked just like her with the little curly hairs like that. That looked just like this kid. Maybe a little bit younger, but it's just like that. And of course, before August 19, 2019, none of these experiences I'm experiencing today were experienced. Because since that day, August 19, 2019, things drastically changed for me. It changed in the ways that my mind has started being manipulated in these degrading ways, which they call it mining, mapping. Since that day, I guess my mind started being mapped or mining. When the truth is, that's the day they started manipulating my brain. Make me experience things that will not be experienced unless they are altering my brain. And for me, I've understood that this is a way they break you down as a target individual, but I understood also that this is a way that they're utilizing this technology to paint themselves as if they're not the one making you experience that, but as they're the protector of children. Target individuals, stay strong. They are changing your brain for the purpose of developing this technology. But on top of changing your brain to have these experiences, they want you to identify with this. And the purpose come in all shape or form. For me, even children are involved in this. And these clowns are the worst. Because, imagine having children partake in this. The state of reality of a child is not really within reality. We all know children don't really live in reality. They are more delusional than adults. That's what children are. Right? So imagine childlike individuals try to convince you you're not being manipulated. And they go through scripts. And they're like, no, you might be. And this is the things they were used to say. I remember when I was like, and I always bring that up because to them, it's like the validation. That's when you know a lot of them are very childlike. Right? It's like, you might be. Because when I was, when they started doing these things to me, right, early on, I would never identify with this. Like, it's not me. It's not me. It's not me. I know it's not me. Right? And that's even before I knew that they were doing that to others. And at 3, 4 in the morning, they will say, like, it's you, like really fatigue you into that. And I'm like, oh yeah, I might be. Try to go back to sleep because they couldn't stop saying that. I said that, woo! The sirens are going around and this and that. It's like, yeah, you might be, huh? And now they're like, you might be, huh? I was like, trash. Now more than ever, I identify. Yes, I might be. I haven't had the validation that you guys do that. This noise campaign, this clownery, this theatrics really has function. I don't see what you're trying to do. You're obviously not manipulating my brain. You couldn't do that. You protect children so much. Top tier protectors of children. You cannot make me have sexual arousals. You are just investigating the brain without manipulating it. The noise campaign is proof of that. These clowns are retards. And for me, I'll put that in their faces. Target individuals, one thing is for sure. Please don't ever even give them a hope of identifying with this. If they become clowns for that, let them be clowns. But make sure they know they're clowns for that. Tell my target individuals, stay strong.